Hi, my name is Dr. Rutherford Simmons, and I'm going to be doing a video with the Shining 3D DSEX scanner. I had a couple of questions about how to articulate the models using the scanner so you don't have to pour them up, and I'm going to show you how I do it. And let's go ahead and get started. So first we have the Shining 3D software open, and what we're going to do is choose New. And then I'm just going to give the patient a number 1, and we'll call him Tommy Test. Now the first thing I do is, what we're going to use is a triple tray here. And so we're going to take a scan of that. So we'll click the triple tray, hit save, and then we can start our process to scan the triple tray. And since that process is a little bit boring and long, we're going to skip that, and I'm going to come back after it's scanned. Okay, here we are with our triple tray bite scanned in, and so we're going to click next to align the views, and here we are complete. So what I like to do is deselect one of these over here, upper jaw. You're gonna have to do both, so it doesn't matter which, and get rid of all the extra material. So I'll come down here to free selection, click on that. Sometimes you have to double click, shift, and then left mouse click and select the teeth, and give yourself a little bit of a wide range because this cuts at a right angle, so you don't want to cut off any teeth if possible. And then we've selected the teeth we want. We come down here to reverse selection, click that, and it reverses and selects everything else. Hit delete, and that'll delete everything that's in red. Use your right mouse button to turn it around, and you'll always have some extra stuff here. So we'll click this free selection again, shift, left mouse click, select that. We'll select this over here, and we'll delete that. Okay. We'll use the right mouse button to shift around and take a look at everything. And now we'll deselect the upper jaw, select the lower jaw, and again look at the occlusal, the impression part of it. And the same thing, free selection, highlight, reverse selection, and delete. And we'll rotate this around, free selection, and select all this other stuff, and delete. Turn on the upper jaw, and what we have is our bite. So what we'll do now is hit complete. When you close out a Mesh Mixer, you want to go into File Explorer and find the folder where you're saving your files. So I always have the File Explorer open and can easily get to it. You can see here where it says 181, the date 001 and 181. If you go into Dental Manager, you can tell that the file we're working on is order number 181 with this date, and that's how you know which file and which folder you're working on. If you don't know where your files are being saved, you can come down here to Setting in the Manager program and look down here where it says Dental Order Path and LAN Sharing Directory. I actually have mine set for the same, and so if you want to find out where your files are, this is where it's going to be. This is the folder name. Okay, and next what we would like to do is double click on the lower jaw. It will open up Mesh Mixer and brings that into Mesh Mixer. Now we will drag on the upper jaw and append. We have the lower jaw selected here. Shift, left mouse click to select both. We'll come up here to combine. Then we'll come down here to export. And once we click export, what we want to do is select one of these, single click, single left mouse click, come down here and change the word upper to total, and then hit save. And then we can close out of that because we don't need that anymore. Okay, now that we're back into the manager, do not change anything over here. But if you want to take in scans of your impression, you can use this here. If you want to take scans of your models, you can use this non-separated model and click on both of these and then save and scan. So this is what we're going to do impressions because that's what we have. Save, and then we're going to click scan. Again, nothing over here has changed at all. Let me get this window, click OK, insert your bite impression, press scan. Now it's going to ask you if your model, whether to use the model that already exists. You want to say yes and remove the bite impression, and what it brings in is that bite. Click next, and then it says please insert your lower impression, and now you can just put your lower impression in. It will ask you this time, model already exists because that's our lower impression from the bite. Do you want to use this? This time you're going to click no and go ahead and scan your model. So that takes a while, so I'll come back after we get done with that. Okay, we're back and we have our models, and this is a product of scanning an alginate without any powder. Sometimes you miss some things here, but it's not going to matter for this tutorial. We'll go ahead and click next, remove the upper impression. And what it's going to do now is ask us to align the lower jaw. And you can see here, it took our bite and lined it up very nicely with the lower jaw. Let's click next. And now it'll do the exact same thing with the maxillary arch. And again, you can see it does a great job. Even though our bite was alginate and not really all that great looking, it does a fantastic job of aligning that. If it was a bite material, it would be a little bit, maybe a lot more accurate. But let's go ahead and click next because that's aligned well. And what we'll have at the end here is our bite. And this is actually our patient's bite. She has a class 3 bite. And this is exactly what it looks like. So you can see without pouring anything up, just taking some impressions. If you had a VPS impression, it actually turns out quite a bit better, at least in my hands. And you can use this to mount your bites digitally, and you can see how well that works. It's not any extra time, maybe another minute or so to change the file name to total jaw and then do everything else as normal, and you have a nice bite. So if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section. If there's anything I haven't explained too clearly, this is my first video. But if there's anything that hasn't been explained too clearly, I'd be happy to answer it if I can. And hope you guys have a great day. Take care.